Actually, it's only in the past years that I've started to get around a lot. Of course, playing in big halls is always amazing. Like I've been in Hamburg lately in the Leishalle, which is an awesome hall. I've been traveling around with the FBO, the Freiburg Baroque Orchestra, who anyway goes in big halls. That's always nice to be there. And one of my most awesome moments was just recently, and it was in Switzerland when I played at the beginning of this year on January 2nd. I played in the Tonhalle in Zurich, which is a really, really, really very beautiful hall. I don't know how many places you have. They have like 1,400, I think. So it might not even that big for you, but for Switzerland, it's huge. And it was my dream to play in there since I've been a child. And actually, when I was a child, I had like a pinboard in my room, and there was a date. And I think still remember it was like March 14th, and I don't know the year anymore. And no one ever was able to find out what this date was about. But for me, it was like my super naive deadline that until that date, I wanted to play as a soloist in the Tonhalle Zurich. And of course, it never ever happened because I was just a total nobody at 14 or something like this. But it happened this year. And it was amazing because the hall was all full until the last place. My dear neighbor just actually called me up and she said, look, I wanted to come to your concert. And I just actually bought the very last ticket. And to play there the first time in a sold out hall, it was... That was really awesome, I must say. For me, Bach is very special for multiple reasons. First of all, I don't feel that there is any other composer who has found this absolutely perfect balance between verticality and horizontality. So speaking between harmony and melody, it's really like an absolutely perfect tissue where everything goes together at any point. And it's not that the melody would be more important than the harmony. It's just so perfectly put together, and it's always so dense and still leaves space for individual feelings. So it's very, very touching, but in a very different way than super famous air by Handel, for example. If you hear Lascia ch'io piango, it's not kind of the same emotions, but still I've always feel that it's actually touching an even more hidden spot in your heart. And you never come to an end. Every time you play his music, you just find another layer of greatness. It's really amazing. And one of the first pieces I played of him was, I think, like many young violinists, was the E major partita. And shortly later, I was allowed kind of to play the Chacona, and this has really like become a part of myself. So I think if you pick me up at the airport and I'm all jet lagged, and you ask me to play the Chacona while waiting for my suitcases, I think I would be able to do that, because it's like so much in my fingers that it's just there, and it's just every time it's a feast playing this piece. I would love to do it as an encore, but unfortunately it's too long. I'm sorry. So we have two pieces by less known composers. One is Zelenka, who was Czech. So he was from Prague, and he's absolutely a totally crazy composer. He loved the bassoon. Why we of course we have also a bassoon in there, and just the form of his pieces, they are always extraordinary, and it's always packed with emotions and packed with virtuosism and packed with surprises. So the piece we are going to play has actually the form of an overture, and that's why we are going to start with that. But I don't think everyone will have heard an overture like this. First of all, if you listen to the basses, you hear a tango. I don't know why, but there is really a tango in there. And then it's going just from major and super happy to minor, like that you have the feeling that someone has really terrible pains, and it's going just from one extreme to the other. And that's why it has gotten this title by Zelenka himself. It's called hypochondria, so it's really like someone just having the feeling that he's totally in pain, but actually there is nothing wrong with him. It's really an amazing piece to start a concert because it's so weird that it just shakes up everywhere, on stage and in public. And the other piece, less known, is by Leclerc. And this has become a little bit my baby those last years because I have been recording all 12 of his violin concertos. I've wanted to do that for a very long time. And also, back to the other question, I had to wait until I had a certain standing that I would been able to do that without saying anyone either the composer is not known enough, or you are not known enough, or this is music, this is so boring, no one will want to listen to it. And I just really love this composer almost as much as Bach, I must say. And I actually feel that there is some link to Bach also, because it's also a very, very dense writing, but without actually just overdo it. I don't feel it's really overdoing, because Leclerc obviously was very French. He was, in the beginning, he was a dancer, and you can feel the dance and the control a dancer needs over his body in the entire music, and you can feel that he knows exactly how to create and how to show emotion through something else. So now it's through music and through elegance, while before it was probably through his body. I think we want to give you the whole box of emotion. I think everyone in the end is happy if you just have like a huge bouquet of flowers, emotional flowers, taking with you. I want you to cry because you are very, very touched. And I want to give you very, very still moments, so quiet moments where you can go in your own heart and have awoken feelings actually you have, and you don't have to talk about them, but we are kind of helping you go into them and feeling them. And I want you to be awed by virtuosity, of course, also by very fun moment. I want you to give loud exploding joy, and I want you to give elegance. I want you to give or we want you to give. We want you to give all that. We want you it's just to give you a really, really round, perfect evening of music going right into your heart.